Oh my God, people, stop it. The Jamaican accent is not an African dialect.
Hello, what's up everybody? I'm hoping that you're doing well wherever you're watching me from. Now, I just came across this video and it is a viral video. This Asian who tries to argue that Jamaicans are copying culture. They are copying the way of living of Chinese and that one of Africa. And she tried to argue that Jamaicans and Chinese are one, and they should not, they are copying their culture. And so now this sparked a lot of reactions, especially from Jamaicans. I just want us to hear what they had to say about this, and I'm personally going to share my commentary on the same. I'm going to share my thoughts. You can also feel free to share your thoughts and comments concerning this particular one. I'm your presenter Shadrach, and if this is your first time, please ring that notification button, ring that subscription button. It's very simple, free of charge. You just tap it and you would have supported us. Share our content, give us a like. We are going to greatly appreciate. For our returning subscribers, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for helping us stay here. It's because of you that we're here, and it's because of you that are coming, the new ones, that we are going to be here for long. Make sure that you watch it for the longest time. Watch it until the end so that you can get to hear what we have to say about it. Let's rock it now that you've done so.
Ministry of Education, I have a bone to pick with you. Why are so many Jamaicans ignorant of their own history? Why so much dunce people in my comment section? Oh my God, people, stop it. The Jamaican accent is not an African dialect. The Jamaican accent, like everything associated with modern Jamaican heritage, is in fact the byproduct of the cultural melting pot that our motto embraces. In fact, in terms of cadence, it's most similar to an Irish accent.
I've been shook enough now, to be honest, since the racing. A bit tired now and the legs are like jelly, but yeah, I suppose we did a bit of celebrating and did the podium thing and got to put on the podium pants as well.
You see, as early as 1656, Oliver Cromwell ordered 2,000 Irish children to be taken to Jamaica and sold to English settlers. The extent of Irish immigration to Jamaica was so prolific in the centuries to follow that 25% of Jamaican citizens can claim Irish ancestry. And this includes Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey. So if you never know, now you know. Again, out of many, one people. Number one, Jamaica is not an African nation. It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society. People, please just stop it. Out of many, one people, Jamaicans. We do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race. Number two, this one's mine. This is my granny one. This one is my mom's, and this is grandpa. Yeah, it's hardcover. Grandpa died a long time ago. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica and you don't own one of these, you're going to have to book a return flight from where you came. These are the rules. I'm just laying it down for you. If you go to Jamaica and you don't have one of these, immigration will stamp your passport and give you a set amount of time that you're allowed to stay in Jamaica. And if you overstay, you're welcome. We put you back on a plane and we send you back. You, not me, you back to the country for which you came.
I'm so tired of this narrative. It is simply not true. And I don't know where it started. I don't know who is trying to create this propaganda that Africans don't accept us in the diaspora. It is not true. A great majority of them love us and embrace us and want us to come over there and connect with them. Sure, you have a few that may be saying, oh, you know, don't come over here. But I mean, it's one and two, and most of them are just not in their right minds. Just like you have piece of shit Jamaicans, but I'm not going around and saying, oh, Jamaica is hell because you have a few people who aren't very nice. Check the comment section of the last video that I posted. It is full of comments from the continent, all over the continent. Even on Instagram, I have 50k followers on Instagram. About 90% of them are Africans. Africans love us, especially Jamaicans. Okay, maybe they don't like Black Americans so much, right? You can understand, you know, I love my Black American brothers and sisters, but y'all are hard to deal with sometimes, especially when you come to other places where other African people are. You know, you come with your entitlement, you come with your attitude, you come with your complaining. Like, it's very difficult to deal with y'all because you're American, you know, and that's just the truth. But we love in the same way, you know, but it's just hard to deal with. But Africans love Jamaicans. They love Jamaicans. Ghana, they act just like us. They actually act like us. That's how much they love us. Come on. And the rest of Ethiopia.
You're Jamaican, right?
Oh God, here we go. I know you're trying to take it.
There's ignorant Jamaicans.
The video going around of what appears to be a Chinese Jamaican woman really coming for Black African people from Jamaica, particularly those of us who live foreign, yeah, in relation to issues of blackness, Africanness, and the possession of a passport or lack thereof. People are sending me this video and I ask me what I have to say about it. And the reality is, I have nothing to say to she. Any non-African person from Jamaica or anywhere else in the world that has a problem with Africans from Jamaica, yard or foreign, asserting our Africanness and our blackness, that a feeding problem. This is not something that we should feel the need to justify, apologize for, or even explain, especially when you consider the colonial and neo-colonial experience of African Jamaicans and how that results in the migration of African Jamaicans, as well as the extent to which the colonizer attempted to sever us from a sense of heritage and a sense of culture. That alone tell you everything what you need to know about the mentality of the smaddy will make that the video there. So I have nothing more to say about that except to affirm the teachings of Marcus Mosiah Garvey when Africans of his time were being challenged in relation to our affirmation and assertion of racial and cultural pride. Let contrary sentiments and cross opinions go to the winds. We are entitled to our own opinions and not obligated or bound by the opinions of others. Awo. Having said that, I was listening to Running African, hosted by Sister Kabo Ma'at Keru Wadeya, and she featured a story on some events and conversations that were taking place in Jamaica on this issue. Take a listen.
You notice that there is a big conversation going on here in Jamaica right now about Mark Golding and whether or not he's black or white. And you heard a response where, you know, we have all kinds of people, because out of the motto is out of many one. So this is what we're hearing now, right? That, oh, we have Chinese Jamaican, we have Indian Jamaican, and so on. And the person who was speaking, I think it might have been Mr. Morgan himself, you know, called out every other race Jamaican apart from African Jamaican. That in itself was telling.
So it does seem, yes, that the African Jamaicans' assertion and affirmation of our Africanness does seem to make some people very, very uncomfortable. And we should be aware of this and what agenda it serves. But beyond that, make we assert with Africanness and with blackness without fear or favor. And not make nobody make you feel shame or make you feel like you do them something wrong when you assert your blackness and your Africanness. Our heritage and our culture cannot be bound by a passport and cannot be dictated to us by anybody other than ourselves if we are guided by the principle of self-determination.
I just want to repeat the question. Are you Jamaican or African? The question in and of itself is inherently flawed and reeks of bad faith. Because one, Jamaica is a country and Africa is a continent. Secondly, when that question, are you Jamaican or are you African, is asked, the question is not about a ancestry, it's about a present-day identity. Jamaicans are very much aware and claim their African ancestry. Many claiming the modern state of Ghana, claiming that the majority of enslaved Jamaicans came from the Gold Coast. while others lay claim to the modern state of Nigeria, claiming terms such as Red Igbo and words like Uno being their rationale. And there's even a few who cite Sierra Leone as their ancestral place of origin due to the fact that many enslaved Jamaicans actually were sent back to Sierra Leone and the similarity between Jamaican patois and Sierra Leone Creole.
Chinese Jamaican women
Now,
is teaching
apparently
Jamaican descendants
some
their
people
history.
had comprehension issues, so we're going to try this again. There is a fundamental difference between Chinese laborers that were brought to Jamaica in the 1800s as indentured laborers and Chinese corporations linked to the People's Republic of China that is a communist government. So over here, we have these people, and they don't like these people, but they're the same people technically. So these people move from Yasso and come over Yasso with these people here. All right, these people soon come back. Now when these people arrive, there are these people. As you can see, there's plenty Coca-Cola, we have ginger beer, Inca Cola, and orange cola. All right, now at first these people didn't get along because they are separated by culture and language, but eventually these people started to understand each other, and they're like, one day, hey, let's run a boat. So then these people brought their ingredients to the pot, and these people took from their culture and put their ingredients into the pot. This is out of many sodas, one stew.
Hello, welcome back again here. You know, when I first heard that video of the Asian woman accusing Jamaicans of copying everything, you know, my gut twisted, man. Not in surprise, but in the familiar ache, the one you feel when your identity is reduced, misunderstood, or blatantly disrespected. It's like someone trying to erase generations of pain, resistance, beauty, and creation with a careless comment. Personally, I can say that the culture of Jamaicans has come with a price. They had to pay for it so that they can have it. They had to undergo pain. They had to feel it inside their veins. They had to sweat for it, for them to get to where they are right now. And so when someone comes in to say that they are copying everything, is not doing justice, is literally doing an injustice to the people of Jamaica. And let's start from here. Jamaicans didn't copy African people. Jamaicans are African people. That's one thing that you need to know. What was taken from Africa during slavery, the bodies, the language, the names, it never fully erased the soul. That African heartbreak survived the ships, the whips, the fields. Like I was saying, they had to pay all these whips and pain that they undergo, death. Some of them even never got a chance to settle there. And Jamaicans is one Jamaica is one of clearest echoes of that great sound of African people, the original sound of the African people. That's not mimicry. They are not trying to impersonate anyone. It's a memory, it's a connection, and it's the bona fide, or I would say that they are the epitome of a typical African person. And so to say that Jamaica is copying black culture is like walking into a house built by someone's grandfather and accusing the grandchild of stealing it. It's not just an offense, it's historically blind. Jamaican culture is not some watered down version of anything. It's layered, it's born from Africa. It's born from the roots of African people, shaped by colonial fire and refined through survival and genius. What that woman missed and what many still miss is that black culture didn't just influence the world, it built it, it created it, and it formulated a way into which world views blackness. And if we are to be real, Jamaica is very tiny in size, in landmass, but the massive in influence, it's unspeakable. Think about it. How does a nation of just under 3 million people have a culture, footprint that stretches from Tokyo to London to Lagos to Kenya to Europe? Name all those continents that you know. It has a great influence and impact, not only in the countries of African continent, but far across the Atlantic Ocean. The influence is great. Even in this African country, you will feel like they are all Jamaicans by the way they talk, by the way they dress. They have bangles, capes that are printed in a Jamaican way. The reggae, the music, the rhythm, that rhythm of unity, that rhythm of freedom, the rhythm that speaks for those who cannot speak for themselves, that rhythm that was set by those prophets and freedom fighters that used music as a tool or as a weapon. It is everywhere. You can see the impact. So how can you say that they are coping? In fact, I can just confidently say that the rest of the world is copying them. If I had guts to, I can also say that, because the influence is great, very, very great. We don't have to say, and in fact, you're coming to our home and you start to lecture me. You know, it is no different than you coming, knock my door, come inside, I give you tea, and then you start lecturing me on how I should give you tea or how I should handle you in my own compound. I guess that's why you also saw that Jamaicans were not that lenient to her. They were not happy with her statements, because this is unbelievable. You cannot come home and try to lecture me. It is unaccepted. And so guys, people need to stop acting like black culture is something to borrow, but something to respect. Jamaica is not a costume. It's not a sound bite. It's not an accent to mimic for TikTok or cloud. It's a living. It's a breath, an expression of people who refused to die spiritually, even if everything that they had was taken away. So what this video is exposing is how little people understand diaspora. Blackness isn't monolithic, but it's a deeply connected thing. Africans and Jamaicans are not separate. Cultures borrowing from each other, they are branches of the same ancestral land. That's Africa, our mother country, our mother continent, our mother, let me say, the very place of existence. And I think what hurts most is how quick people are to invalidate black identity when it's flourishing, when it's struggling, where we flourish or we are invisible, we are coping. That's the heart of a cultural erasure. It's not just ignorance. No. It's not ignorance. It's a form of gaslighting. And look, this isn't about attacking Asians. No, don't get me wrong, or any other group. It's about addressing ignorance wherever it comes from. Solidarity only works when there is a respect. Not me well. When there is a respect. And respect starts with truth. The truth is, Jamaica didn't steal its culture. It built it piece by piece, out of the struggles, out of the pain. Let's remember also that Jamaica has given far more than it has to global culture than it has taken. Yes. What has the world given back? This is one of the questions that we need to ask ourselves. Beyond imitation and appropriation, where is the credit? Where is the preservation? Where is the understanding? In the end, this isn't just about Jamaica. It's about all displaced African descendant people defending the right to exist fully, loudly, and unapologetically. So it's about drawing a line in the sand and saying, we are not copycats. Jamaicans are not copycats. They are creators. They are continuation of what was there before. So to that woman and anyone else who thinks that Jamaicans are just parroting African culture, let's be clear that Jamaica is the echo of Africa's cry, the rhythm of her drum, the rebirth of her soul. It is not imitation. No. It's reunion, and we are not going to let anyone rewrite that truth. Not on our watch. We're going to talk about it, even if it means that we talk in the morning, very early, from the morning to the evening, sleep while talking about it. We are going to talk about it. I'm your presenter, Rain, and this marks the end of this session. If this was your first time in this platform, thank you so much for staying tuned up to this very end. Thank you so much for your subscriptions, for those who've subscribed. And if not yet, please do so. Do us a favor, subscribe to our channel, give us a like. We are going to greatly appreciate. That's the least support that you can offer to us. It's very simple, very free, and you can do this. Just tap it and you will have supported us. Thanks a lot. I'm hoping that you're going to have a good time before we get back here in the next video. I'm hoping to see you then. But until that time, I'm hoping that you're going to stay safe, stay strong, stay together, and support each other as people of the same place. Thank you.